Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for a crypto highlight video. And remember, if you're interested in any of the services I provide, make sure to check out the links in the description below for the Patreon and Discord. And if you would like for me to highlight an asset for you, make sure you're in the Discord and then post your asset, the name and ticker in the stock crypto highlight room, and I will make an exclusive video just for you. Okay, so IOTA was the highlighted asset this time around, so we're going to be taking a look at that. IOTA is quite interesting looking. It's one of the older altcoins, so it does have a lot more information compared to a lot of the other cryptos. What's interesting about is where it's trading at. I mean, look where it's trading at. It's pretty much trading at its all-time low consolidation point. Okay, so it's not at its all-time low, but it's at the lows of where the all-time lows were, nearly made and such. So very, very interesting place. It does look quite bearish, all right, but there are some trend lines that are very interesting here. So let's actually draw this trend line here on the monthly. So I'm going to connect this all-time high to this local high, so pretty much the secondary high it had. So right here to here, we'll change the color to red so we know it's off the monthly time frame. Yeah, so this trend line here is going to be measuring the bearish and bullish market. So right now, IOTA's in a bear market, right? So if it ever should pass this descending trend line once more, it's pretty much a signal that you're having a macro change of character to the bullish side, and you're going into a bull market most likely. All right, so we're not there yet. I mean, clearly we're not there yet, but you do want to have this on the chart so for the day it may happen, right? You'll know that you're likely beginning a new cycle to the upside. Now, I am seeing a couple other levels I do want to kind of highlight off the monthly. So let's actually highlight this low here. This is the all-time low on the monthly here. We'll change that color to red as well, so we know it's off the monthly. So that's well under a penny. It's 0.00063576. So quite low, much lower than where we are now, but there's history for IOTA under a penny, as we can see. And I think that is about all I see relevant right now. Let's go down to the weekly, see if there's anything else that catches our eye. So looking at the weekly, yeah, actually I do see something quite interesting. Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. Take a look at this. Take a look at this trend line off the weekly, and this actually might give us a good idea of where the IOTA price might be heading to right now. And I would say this is actually fairly important for it to hold. It's kind of like its bull cycle line, essentially. So from the all-time low to this pivot low right here. So this pivot low was the low made before its secondary cycle to the upside here, right? So this low all the way to the all-time low. So this was from 6 cents all the way to the all-time low of around, like, I don't even know how low this is, but it's very, very low, well under a penny. Okay, and we'll change the color to black so we know it's off the weekly time frame. Look how price is coming into that level most likely here. Yeah, so that's probably where we're going to see price come into. It's unlikely to break it immediately, especially with how it's coming in. It is a very strong downtrend, but it's not hyperbolic right now as it's coming into this level. It's actually starting to grind and lose a lot of momentum from the selling. So watch it come into this level and probably start trading upon it. There's still plenty of downside though, because we are looking at the weekly. We're at about 21 cents. The line is just at around 13 to 14 cents, maybe 12 cents. So that's still quite a percentage drop that's left for IOTA in my opinion. Now let's take a look at the daily, see if we're seeing anything that's a little bit clear. So just like most cryptos, lost that consolidation it was building in June. We'll actually mark that level for the daily time frame. So we'll do that right here. We'll do this level right here because it does grab a little bit more information right here. Yeah, we'll do right here. And we'll change that to blue. Remember, guys, the trend lines don't have to be exactly perfect point on point. You have to remember trend lines are zones. So you want to get as much information as possible out of them. So that means get as much price interaction that makes sense out of them. So, and yeah, so we have that low trend line here, and I guess I'll just keep that one there. We do have one more like right here, but we don't really need to keep that on the chart. I'll just bog the chart down, so we'll just have the lower one there. And top side, we have this descending trend line here that clearly clearly is still holding steady right now. So I would use this descending trend line right here as a marker for the short term trend, and this is even cleaner. Yeah, this is way cleaner right here. So you kind of start from the high of the consolidation, and you kind of slice through this wick here, and you go towards the pivot right here. Yeah, very very clean. Yeah, and we're clearly in a bear flag formation, which then again does lead to a most likely continuation of the downtrend here, right? So I'm liking what I'm seeing for IOTA to come lower. Now, I'm not super bearish on this. I mean, it's very similar to a lot of other cryptos. I do think you're going to have significant downside, but I'm liking the level it's coming into if you're looking for a long term or like a really nice high probability level of a bounce. You're looking at this weekly rising trend line over here. It's very interesting. You could also look to try and short to that level. I mean, you do have this bearish formation building. So if you want to wait for that to break, you could look to try and take the short here. Now, if this bear flag should validate and confirm, where can we see it going just off of that? What's the measured move? So we're going to go from the flagpole to the bottom here. So we'll do the flagpole. Let's do that right there. Okay, and then we'll pretty much go from where it breaks down, essentially. So if it were to break down and sweep those lows, you're looking at a near one-to-one measured move towards that weekly level. This is why trend lines are so cool. It's just how it works. Like all the confluence starts hitting each other. That's when it gets really amazing. So once these lows get taken out, the full measured move for the bear flag, from the flagpole, the top to the low, is pretty much down to the weekly level, about 13 cents. So this is where I would look to start loading up on IOTA to attempt, and I am confident that once price gets down towards here, you'll probably see a consolidation form that will attempt to try and challenge this descending trend line. And I would look to take the long down here and then look to close out that long around the test of that descending trend line. Now, if you're looking to invest in something, right, you believe in IOTA as an investment, this is a great place to do it. Okay, I mean you're buying at essentially its bull line, right? Like if it does lose this level, it does have another level, which is the all-time low. But just keep in mind that that's a major drop. Okay, so I'm not giving you financial advice in case you're looking to invest in something. I don't really know if you want to invest in this. I'm not a super expert on IOTA or anything like that. Just looking at the chart though, the probabilities are pretty high that if it comes towards this level, you're going to see a bounce. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to hold forever, right? If the markets stay extremely bearish, then this level will eventually break and you will go to the all-time lows and potentially even go even lower and go, who knows, this project could be dying. I don't know. But looking at the charts, I like what I'm seeing. The bear flag that's forming here does have a high probability of playing out as well. And the full measured move would be back down to this weekly level. Now, let's say the bear flag doesn't play out and it fails, right? We actually start breaking up because Bitcoin starts going bullish. The dollar starts breaking down. Well, again, I always like to use the fair value gaps above my head. So you have one right here, which again correlates with the bottom end of this consolidation that was lost. So look for that to play major resistance. So you can look for this level to get tested if we should break up. And then if that level gets taken out, watch for this descending trend line to be tested. In my opinion, if we could have a really decisive move up, it's not a grind up. So if it's not like something like this where it's just grinding into the level, it's more like just like a complete zoom up. All right, then watch for this to fail here. So watch for price to fail off this level and potentially look for a bullish consolidation. If you start seeing something like this, I would say the probabilities are extremely high. You're going to get a blast through this level and you're probably going to break past 28 cents to grab the liquidity here. Now, you're not out of the woods yet. It does depend on how you retrace back. So you're very likely going to retrace back, and probably, unless Bitcoin is extremely strong, you'll retrace all the way back to the descending trend line here. I'm very skeptical that this low end of this consolidation is actually going to hold. Watch for that to happen where you come back to the descending trend line. If that holds, look for a major macro change in the trend on the daily to come and test eventually the highs of this consolidation, which again is getting you very close, very, very close to the chain, to the macro monthly line. Okay. And that's really all I'm seeing for IOTA. I would say the probabilities of downside are much higher than this path going to the upside, but it is there. It is there. And I do think if you do go down, you have some opportunity to potentially go long or at least buy spot down here. And then if you're looking to go short, you have a great measured move here. And if you want to go short, I mean the it's really easy risk reward wise. I mean if you're gonna go short, let's say off the breakdown, or you're gonna try and go short now, which again I'm not giving you any recommendations, but if you were, then you have a really easy invalidation spot. You could use either this swing high down here. I did that horribly, but you get the point. Or you can go use this high wick right here. Right, so you have a very easy invalidation point, and risk reward wise, it's probably much better if you're going to go short here. Let's actually do it real quick. Let's see how it looks risk reward wise. Hold on. So let's pull this down. Let's get rid of some of these lines. You got the idea of the pathway, and we'll get rid of the measured move because we know where we're going. If you were to take a short right now because you believe that this is going to actually validate that this is going to be a bear flag and play out as one, you could use these swing highs right here as a stop loss area, so around 6% risk, or you can go towards this higher wick over here, so around 12.74% risk, and then you would actually try and measure all the way down towards here. So you're actually looking at, if you're going from the higher side, a 3.2 all the way to, if you're doing the lower swing high right here, almost a 6.7 to 1. And then if you're looking to do the breakout, right, so the breakdown of the level, so right down here, you're still looking at, from this side, almost a 2 to 1, and then from this high side up here, you're looking at a 1.3. So not the best risk reward, but still a positive one. Okay, so that's how I would be looking at this personally. I would be looking to go short on a rise. I wouldn't wait for the breakdown. I believe it's much cheaper to be wrong around this zone up here or a little bit higher, and then I would use my stop loss around this level here. That would be my idea. Ideally, I would try and short right around the fair value gap, but we don't have enough information to tell us that we're going to get up to that level. Okay. All right, everyone. That's it for the crypto highlight video. Remember, if you have any questions, ask me in the Discord. And remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.